Okay. All right, guys. Let's have us a little talk.
I want some nasty. Are we having fun yet?
Is it time for the San Antonio Spurs to hit the panic? But no, obviously it's not. Now we're gonna talk about this. Before we do, I mention this like every 5 seconds, so I won't bore you. But I do have T-shirts that I'm creating pretty soon. I have the designs ready and everything. It's really dope. Like I really like them. So just be on the lookout for that. The shop will be up. As it stands right now, only doing white tees, just because inventory. That's just what I'm gonna do right now. And then as we go on and we grow, obviously I'll add more colors, but just starting off, that's what we're doing. Okay, but anyways, all right, let's dive into this. Chip England gone to OKC. We talked about this already, and I get the vibe that a lot of Spurs, and maybe it's just Twitter, okay? Spurs Twitter is wild, all right? But I get the vibe that a lot of fans are in panic mode. Like they think that there's some type of underlying thing going on with the San Antonio Spurs, and everything is crumbling as we know it, and everyone's leaving, and there's just so many moves going on, and people are just not used to it. And I understand that, especially with Chip England being with us for like 17 seasons. Obviously it's weird to see him go, but it was also weird to see Duncan go. It was weird to see Tony go, Manu go, also guys that have been with us forever. But I know when it comes to coaches, it's a little different, and people start to believe that there's some underlying thing going on. Now this is what I want to address first. So firstly, I've been seeing this terrible narrative going around that the Spurs didn't want to pay Chip England. I didn't get that vibe at all, and from what I've looked into, I don't think that's the case. I think what more than likely happened was Chip England, he wanted a longer contract, and the San Antonio Spurs weren't willing to give that extended contract. I'm going to assume, and if more information comes out, obviously, if it was 5 years, if it was 6 years, I will scratch my head and say, okay, I don't know what the Spurs were thinking. But I'm going to assume that it was longer than that, okay? And I have some reasons to believe that, but I believe that it was longer. So first and foremost, that's where that's coming from, and I completely understand the Spurs not doing that, okay, especially with Chip England being 63 and all. Like I think he's 61. Yeah, it says it right here. I thought he was 63. Yeah, 61. So I do understand them doing that, but that's besides the point. That's not what I really want to focus on. What I want to focus on is a lot of people are upset with all the moves. They're like, there's so many things going on. They're not accustomed to it. But the thing is, there's only been one thing that's changed with the Spurs, okay? And the only thing that's changed is that we're losing. That's literally it. It's just that we're losing. I went back and I looked at all the moves that are made, or that was made, even during the times in which we were winning. I did 2016, 17. I think most of us would agree that this was like our last peak. Since then, obviously the Kawhi stuff went down and just went downhill from there. But even if you look here, there's a plethora of different things that happened. There were many recalls from the G League, but I look back even in the month of July, and you can see how many signings there were. Manu Ginobili signed a contract. Brent Forbes signed a multi-year contract. Berton signed a multi-year contract. DeJounte Murray signed a multi-year contract. Dedmon signed a multi-year contract. Pau Gasol signed a multi-year contract. Spurs renounced their free agent exemptions for Andre Miller, Kevin Martin, Matt Bonner. There was a lot going on, and when I counted, it came out to about 109 moves that happened in that season alone. So it's not that the Spurs now are all of a sudden doing all these crazy wild moves. Sure, they're peaching. I don't know what I was about to say. They're picking a direction, obviously, and that direction is you have to lose. You have to tank. You have to rebuild. And every single team goes through this. You don't want to be in the middle. You don't want to be a 10 seed. You want to be at the top. You want to be at the bottom. So, in hopes that you can be at the top, if that makes sense. But as it stands right now, that's the only thing that's changed, is just that we're losing. And this is for every year also. Like we've been winning forever. I can just pick a random date. 2007, 2008, same thing. Hundreds of moves are made, okay, throughout the season. Many moves are made. And like I said, that's the only difference that's going on right now. It's just that when we're losing, it looks worse, and a lot of people are looking at the Spurs under a microscope. But any given year that you go back and you try to see what were the Spurs doing those seasons, it's about the same. The only times in which it wasn't a ton was when they were utmost championship team, and it's like, okay, we're just trying to run it back. But even then, there's still plenty of moves that were made. So all I wanted to say was, don't panic, okay? Everything is fine. I understand that the Chip England thing is like, everyone's kind of upset about that, but let's not try to overanalyze some of this stuff, okay? Chip England's gone. Yes, that was eventually going to happen anyway, okay? We know the Spurs are going in a different direction anyways. It was going to happen. But I saw people starting to bring up like Becky Hammon leaving, and it's like, guys, people leave all the time. Like, and people talking about Will Hardy leaving. It's like, they leave all the time. We've had so many assistant coaches in and out of the San Antonio Spurs. It's not that big a deal. It happens every single year. Every other year, assistant coaches are out. So I don't know. All I'm trying to say is it's going to be all right. I know that there's new faces. I know that that's scary. But dude, at the end of the day, our structure is so good, and the Spurs franchise has such a good base level for knowing how to win and how to construct a winning team. And it's not like they've done it one time, okay? It's not like we did it back early 2000s. We haven't done it since, okay? I wouldn't do this with my Cowboys and say, oh, yo, Cowboys know how to win a championship. Jerry Jones know how to win a championship. No. That was like one minuscule era, okay? But that's not the case with the Spurs. They've done it for a long length of time. Even if you go back pre-Tim Duncan, the Spurs were still winning. Now, not championships, obviously, but they were still having winning records and a really good team. So they have a really good base level for winning. And I think that we just need to sit back and give them the benefit of the doubt a little bit, okay? It's been a long road to winning. And yeah, we haven't been bad that long, okay? So you just relax a little bit. But anyways, if you guys want to support the channel, only $2 a month, Patreon, YouTube links below. And also, like I said, gonna be doing those shirts pretty soon, so be on the lookout for that. All right, until next time, man. Deuces.